Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to How to Make a Clicker Game, Part 1. In this part, we are going to be focusing on making the clicking thing, which is, well, you click it. And a clicker game is basically there's an object that you click a lot of times, and then this increases your clicks. Then you can open up a shop, and you can buy lots of items to help it increase your clicks. And they also have a cost like in real shops. So this first one costs 50. Let me just click until I get to 50. So costs 50, 1 click per second. So when I buy this increases my CPS, clicks per second. And CPS just means that it every second the clicks increase by whatever this number is. Also we have a CPC here, which is just whenever I click, then it increases by this amount here. So let's get into this tutorial, but before we start, remember to follow Fimochi on Scratch, and also like and subscribe to this channel. Anyway, let's go! Woohoo! And let's start. So first we are going to give this project a name. I think you can choose any type of clicker you want, but I think I'll call it Cat Clicker because cats are the best pets ever, and in my opinion. And also, let's name this sprite to cat. So it's the cat you need to click. One last thing before we start, let's create a variable called clicks for all sprites, and we can leave it like that for now. So first, let's start with making the cat clickable. So wearing green flag clicked forever. And normally first let's just add set clicks to 0. Now normally what scratches do, which I don't really like, is we do when this sprite clicked. But the reason I don't like it is because even if you stop the project, you can still click and it just doesn't seem the best. Because you'd want to add thumbnails and stuff and you wouldn't want to be able to click this. So so you can decide to do that, but for this tutorial, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add 2 wait untils. Then the change clicks by 1. Let's remove that. It's right clicked. So we're gonna add 2 ands in these, and on the first side of on the left side of the and, we can add 2 touching mouse pointers. Then on the first wait until, we can add a not inside this. Then we just add 2 mouse downs. I'll explain what this does. So with this code you can click the cat. Now this next code, don't do it yourself. This is just for explanation. So forever, just say mouse down. So it'll either put a false or a true with my mouse is down. So in this code, it's waiting for my mouse not to be down, but then it is down, but then it waits for the mouse to be down, and then it changes clicks by 1. But then now again, it's waiting for my mouse to not be down, so I can start a fresh new click. Let me show you what happens if I remove this wait until not mouse down. And it's always waiting for the mouse to be down and touching mouse pointer, which is true. So the clicks explode like over here. They explode. And if I just remove this say, then yeah, they definitely explode. So this is why we need to add it back in. Now a few more things. You can also add a sound, so start sound me out like this. And I'm gonna make it a bit quieter, so softer. That works. And also let's set the size to, so the default size is 100, so let's set it to 120. I'll show you why in a moment. So as you can see, they have a bee cat. Now next I'm going to add the size changing script. And so for this, we get another when green flag clicked forever. Let's just set the size to the default size. So set size to 100. And now we're going to be having a maps bit here. So change size by So eight. So I think I add 80, 85. Add 85 at this, and so this is a big math bit, and I always forget this. Okay, so what you do is first you get the size your default cat, so the size your cat's gonna be when it's small. Well, when the mouse isn't hovering over the cat, and then in this minus, I have a size, and then I add a multiplied in here. Yeah, this is big, and then I add a touching mouse pointer in here, and I'm just gonna do 10 and size divided by, let's say 5. That's a good speed. So now I'm going to show you what this does, and as you can see, it looks cool. But what this does is basically, this is the default size. So when you aren't hovering over the cat, then the reason I did times 10 is because when I hover over the cat, I want the size to be 110. So what I do is I can just work this out with my brain, that 110 minus the default size, which is 100, and then that gives me 10. So this 10 number I put in here. If I wanted my size to be, say, like 115 minus 100, then it's 15. So I just put 15 in here, and you can see he grows larger. And then this divide by 5, what it does is it's just the speed it is. So the higher the number, the slower it is. So let me just put a divide of 10. Yeah, it's really slow. So I'm just going to put like a 7 in. That will work. Then the reason I set size to 120 here, I'm going to make it higher, like 130, is because it sets the size to 130, but then this script kicks in and it does all the 100 plus touching mouse pointer yadi da da. So let's just give this a test quickly, and that's a bit too OP. So I'm just gonna set it something smaller, like 125, and this is good. With these values, you can adjust and set them to your site, and set them to your that you can set them to whatever you want. These are values you can play with. It's not they have to be this way. Okay, so I think this is enough. Now, one last thing for this video is I'm just gonna add a bit of turning. I'm so what I could do is this might. So I'm just gonna do forever turn 10 degrees. Wait 0.5 seconds, so 0.5. Then turn left 10 degrees. Now, normally in Scratch, you wouldn't be able to just change it from turn right to turn left. So there is this thing called Scratch Addons, which I've downloaded. I'll put a link for it in the description, and it's basically a Chrome extension. It works really well. And then I can just copy this and turn left, turn right. Again, these are values you can play with, so you can change it. So what I will do is I'll create 2 new variables. One called turn for this sprite only. I can plug that in here. And then another one called wait turn. Again for this sprite only. And I can plug all the wait turns in here. So instead of having to change all these values for at a time, you can just get 2 sets, and then I just change it to whatever you want. So I'm just going to set the turn back to 10 and the wait turn to 0.5, and it just works the same. And you can just hide these variables. And then lastly, what you should do is you should add a point in direction 90. And so then whenever he starts, he faces to the right. And that concludes for this tutorial for today. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to create a clicky thing. In the next episode, in a clicker game, in the next episode, I'm going to add the shop where you can buy new items. And so, and then you can just do whatever you, and then we'll add new items. But for now, you can just play with these values. So like, you can change the sound, change the sizes, and you can change the turns. Also, in the description, I might add a studio where you can post all of your projects and see how everything goes. Anyway, stay tuned till the next episode. Bye!